And we are live, and Rebel's mic is muted. And hello, everybody.
Hello. Hi, Granny.
Hey!
You ready? We're going to go
Well,
live.
it says
Should be
live up
live
in the
now.
corner, so you are live, dude.
Beautiful. My laptop is just horrible. But today's topic, I really want to talk about.
You're on your side.
Let's fix that. Sorry.
That's all right. I thought you'd want. To know.
It's still doing it, isn't it? That's
Oh,
ridiculous.
you're good.
Okay. See if it. All good now?
Yep.
Perfect. The struggles. I was only coming home for a second to. Yeah, the struggle is real. I was only coming home for a second to grab something to eat. But I want to touch on a subject from yesterday. I made a live stream video. Well, actually, I just made a video. I didn't make a live stream. I made a video. And it was in response to Bloomberg, who asked the question. Basically, they did without so many words. They basically said you could still be in poverty, you know, if you chose YouTube as a life career.
Right.
That's not their exact words. Their exact words are a little bit different, but I would like to touch on those subjects. And I don't want to send any hate to the actual person who wrote the article. I just want to explain something because I don't think they come to that article as a creator who understands, yes, you can make money. You know, they basically said to substitute for poverty. I don't think that is true. And I know plenty of people who make money on YouTube. I'm one of them. You're one of them. And several of our friends are. Right. Now, is it enough to sustain a life career? If you work at it hard enough, yeah. It's like college. You know what I mean? Just because you graduate from college doesn't mean you're going to be a whatever, you know, a doctor.
You don't go out of college and say, I am now the CEO.
Yeah, it doesn't happen that way. And I think YouTube is, you know, it depends on how much time and effort you put into it. Same thing with school. If you want to have a career in whatever it may be, if you want to be a career YouTuber, you need to put that. And personally, I feel you need to put those 4 hours in. I mean,
yeah, and you also need to adhere to guidelines.
Right. There's guidelines there. And you got to meet the requirements. I mean, there's 4,000 watch time hours, which is 240,000 minutes of watch time, and you have to have 1,000 subscribers. That's just the bare minimum qualifications these days. That's how YouTube's doing it these days.
Yeah.
But there's other ways to make money on YouTube. There's sponsorships. There's, seeking those sponsorships. There's super chat where you can help people, creators. And then there's people who are here not for the monetization, who are just here to express their artistic ability and share it with the world.
I think I'm about 60-40.
Right. Yeah, I'd say that's probably right. I mean, we don't have any numbers to back it, but I'd say that's right.
I say I am. I wasn't talking about anybody else. I mean, I'm about 60% for fun, 40%. Hey, cool! I just made some money.
Right. It's good. It's good to get paid for your efforts sometimes. You know, that reward is what keeps a lot of people coming back, I think, too. And I don't know. That article from Bloomberg, it basically, I mean, it did break down a lot of different things. It had a lot of. I'll leave the link in the description, or you can actually go back and check out the video I did the other day. I think that was day before yesterday, maybe, because the article was written February 27th, 2018, which is very current. It's very relevant. What are some of the ways you see people make money with YouTube, Granny? Maybe they're selling their merchandise on YouTube, or they have a website or whatever. How do you see people make money other than just
they can set up a Patreon,
right?
They can set up a PayPal,
right?
They can even auction off some of their own art or personal endeavors, books that they may have written, and so on. So yes, there are different ways to generate revenue.
Yeah, and see, I felt it disheartening when that article basically said, "Do your children dream of being, having YouTube stardom or being a YouTube star?" And he said basically to do them a favor and crush that ambition. Now, I disagree with that. I don't say crush any kid's ambition or any person's ambitions. I say help them, benefit them. You know what I mean? That's like I said. Please don't go hate on this guy,
Right.
Chris
Don't.
Stokely Walker, who wrote this interview or this article for Bloomberg. I say help people in every way you can, possible shape or form.
Yeah. I mean, look, my name, Granny Monster. I mean, like, I would not encourage people to, be stage parents and get in front of the camera, get in front of the camera. But mom, I
Right.
want to go play basketball. Get in front of the camera. I wouldn't do
I think
that.
I think we've seen that with some of the toy unboxings and stuff
Uh
like
huh.
that.
Uh huh.
And I'm just
But
using them as one example.
I wouldn't say, hey, mom, I'm going to go shoot some hoops and my
Right.
bud's going to record it. No, don't do that because it's not going to go anywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they gave an estimate of $1 per 1,000 views on average. I think that varies with people's CPMs.
Oh,
They
yeah.
say some YouTubers can earn up to $5. I think the higher your channel is in ranking, and I won't get into the whole ranking thing, but I think that can go way higher. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
there's a great possibility. There's millionaires on YouTube. This is their full-time job, or their part-time job, if you really want to look at it that way.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't think the figures are, all encompassing. I mean, you take Phil DeFranco. I mean, he does his news, his I don't know if you know who he is, but he does his news on YouTube, and it's relative news. It's in the ether of the world, and he does what's basically YouTube news, with
Hi,
creators and stuff
Pyro
and
Games.
things that are
Shout
happening
out,
there.
please.
Say that again,
Sorry.
Granny.
I was looking at your chat.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I
Pyro
need to do
Gaming.
that. My
I
bad.
got your chat open.
Yeah, put that everybody say hello. Let me
Oh,
head over there to chat. But I just wanted to point those things out, and like I said, I'm not going to make this a long live stream, just maybe 10
right.
minutes tops. I just wanted to point out, that I really wanted to say how much I really support the community, and let them know, hey, look, I'm with you guys. If you need help, I'm here to help you. If there's anything if you need a question answered, ask. There's somebody, if I can't answer it, and you probably can't.
Mm-hmm.
I want to
Well,
see
yeah,
people successful on YouTube.
even when people have asked me questions or stuff like that, I'll say go to this person or that person or somebody else because,
Right.
you know, I don't have the expertise you need, but this person does.
Right. Right. Exactly. What issues have you seen with YouTube that you think could not?
You only want
I'm,
this
I'm
one for 10 minutes.
uh, right. I mean that could be easily fixed, Granny. Like I know there's some issues. It's still a work in progress.
Yeah.
What do you see that could be changed or altered that could easily
I think
or
I think
motivate
I think if
people?
YouTube's going to leave up channels because it employs people, then I think that YouTube should likewise employ more real people.
Right.
How about
Great.
that?
And have a phone number. How about that?
Oh,
An email that you could
yeah.
you could reach people at. When
And
some people have an issue.
I would also suggest that YouTube is the only place where you can work and also bash your employer. And I would suggest against doing a lot of that because I've seen a
I
lot of. I'm on YouTube. I love YouTube. YouTube, you just made me angry.
Am I still sideways there, Granny?
Yes, you are.
Oh Lord. Turn it up like this.
There you go. You're looking good.
Sometimes my internet doesn't work like it should in my phones. Just technical difficulties. My bad.
Uh-huh.
I see Frozen Furries in the chat. I see you. Welcome. Crowy Gaming. And who else is here? We got a bunch of good people. Guys, if you have any questions or anything you'd like to add to the conversation, we're talking about a Bloomberg article that basically says success on YouTube still means a life of poverty. Granny and I kind of disagree with that. We think that there's possibilities to make money with YouTube, and it is a great platform. I see T Fox 222's in the room. See who else is there. Hello. I'm gonna try to recognize everybody while I'm here now. Country Farmer. Tell that to Logan Paul. That's funny. Yeah. True. I mean, he did get a little smackdown for a few seconds. He
Uh-huh.
did. It wasn't long. He got the 2 week probationary period where he lost his Google stuff, and I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's the new standard. If YouTube's threatening somebody if they do something wrong with their channel, then they're going to slap your wrist for 2 weeks and you can't get any ad revenue or whatever.
Uh-huh.
We shall see what the new standard will be, because I think
Yeah.
it's going to be. I think it's going to be. That's the mark now. What's it going to be 2 weeks from now, a year from now? Because they have to kind of keep that in balance. It's not going to be. You can't show favoritism to any of the Paul brothers.
And also, if I may, Mr. Sovereign Sir, since there are young people, I want to demonstrate how you can respectfully address someone. So, Mr. Rebel Sir, I would also
Mm.
like to point out that our community's Dark Matter has
Mm-hmm.
an excellent video on what just some of the newer expectations may be as far as like what might be acceptable coming very, very soon. So,
Well, I know that YouTube has considered doing a YouTube Kids, to try to to differentiate, the age difference in people see and what people see over here. You know, I don't know. Dark and I've talked about a bunch of things. If you want to bring up some of those, feel free to.
okay. Hey, Chad. Hey, it's Pet Monster via the Monster Chick channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Hey, buddy. Root you back.
I see a green screen. I don't know what's going on. I don't even see us live. I mean, I know it's live, but I don't even see us there.
I've got the external. We're good.
Okay. All I'm seeing is a silly green. That's ridiculous. But any other things anybody else like to add to the conversation? Let's see if anybody in the chat there wants to respond.
Oh, and thank you also, Rebel, for the trust in taking you and Mel's raps and kind of messing around with them. Thank you for giving me your permission to do that. That was fun.
Anytime, Granny. And I like the way it turned out. I did. That was very cool. Your editing is mind blowing. I don't even know how to. I don't even. That's not even the great word to describe that. It's something I wouldn't have done, but I like it. And I wish I
Like
could do it. You know what I mean?
what I got the biggest tickle out of taking the part where you were like pulling your shirt
I
back a
saw
little
that,
bit.
and yeah,
I,
yeah.
I took that and just slowed it way down and left the
I was
smirk
going.
just coming in focus.
I was actually going to show my monsters on my shirt, but they're just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I was actually going to pull the shirt off and show my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Four
Uh,
guys with weapons.
all right. I'm
Mutant
I'm
Ninja
a
Turtles.
I'm a middle-aged Ninja Turtle. Ain't no teenager there no more.
I think there's a lot of cartoons that are and movies that could be more. I mean, they inspired me when I was a kid, and I liked them for one reason or another. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think there should be more of those.
Kevin Smith had some issues with our Michael Bay about the
Mm.
movie.
True. I think Michael Bay's had issues with a few people, but he does create some crazy stuff, man. He
Yes,
does,
he does.
for sure.
Yeah. Rebel, is that
Yes.
what I like to add? That is what I'd like to add from your for zeros free fury 009. I can't, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that because I don't want to butcher it.
Frozen Furry 009?
Yeah. Okay. You did it better than me, so good.
Yeah, I don't see what they wanted to add, though. I missed it.
I can scroll up in your chat a little.
I think Pro Gamer was asking who I was talking to. I was basically saying thanks. Said I love your vids. I don't know if they were talking to me or talking to you, Granny. But guys, this is Granny Monster. If you haven't checked out her channel, definitely check her channel. She's very artistic and she does a lot of different things with YouTube and her channel.
At some point, I may figure out what I want to do with it, and then again, maybe not.
I don't think it matters. You know, it's yours to do what you want with. I think
Right.
they were talking about the Logan Paul issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Paul brothers both have had issues. You know, I mean, like here's Jake Paul who's lost his Disney sponsorship way back when he came to California, and you know these two boys from Ohio have done well for themselves, and their marketing team is phenomenal. If you're gonna make it big on YouTube, I definitely recommend having a marketing team. You know, that's even if it's yourself, but you need to look at those examples. I don't agree with their content always. I don't agree with Logan Paul or Jake Paul, especially
Mm-hmm.
when some of the issues that some of the things that they filmed recently, some of the things that they've said recently. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan really of their content, but their marketing team. Now that
Right.
is something to say for. Like I said, the first time I ever saw an actual poster of a YouTuber in Walmart. You know, Walmart's nationwide, and when I see that, it's not a celebrity who's on TV. It's a celebrity who's on YouTube. Unfortunately, this happened to be one of the Paul brothers. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
that lets me know, hey, listen, if you're on YouTube, you're in the right direction. So the success on YouTube means a life of poverty. I think could be wrong. I think that I'm just stating my opinion that could be wrong. I think you should encourage young adults, kids, and older grandparents because the grandparents have like when I say Granny Monster, I'm talking about even older than yourself. I'm talking about somebody who has that knowledge, who could pass something on to the
Oh yeah.
younger generation, the actual wise wisdom that they've lived through. And they can be like, listen, I've seen it, done it, and this is what you should do in this situation. And these things can help you.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my take on it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Frozen
I
Free said, I'm sorry, go ahead, Granny.
I was just gonna say I was just kidding around as far as like the word Paul. I like Les Paul. I think they're great guitars.
Right, right. I like them too. I like them too.
You
I
know,
got a buddy has a few of them.
I keep warning you, dude. You have me on with these important issues. I'm only your comic relief. I keep telling you.
That's fine. No, that's fine. The Frozen Furry said, yeah, ordinary people will get a permanent ban. I kind of agree. If your channel is, and I've seen that, if your channel is on a different status on YouTube, then I think you get to get away a little more. Whether it's
Uh,
copyright music, maybe it's swearing, maybe it's whatever. It's ad revenue dollars. And YouTube's like a big hit, since the ad apocalypse, the thing that happened with PewDiePie and people, banning. A lot of people were this new generation, or this, I shouldn't say generation, this era and time of the world, people are willing to jump on any bandwagon and just boycott whatever and jump into a fight because I don't think there's I think that restlessness is still in the world, but there's not the cause that really needs to be like in the 60s when we had war. You know what I mean? Like there was these things. There was and war causes lives and death situations. You know what I
exactly.
mean? Where YouTube is like just drama. You know what I mean? With those kind of situations. Or, maybe you're teaching the kids um, of YouTube who watch YouTube on a permanent basis. Maybe, if you're Logan Paul and you're showing them these things that shouldn't be shown, you're not Mr. Rogers. You're on the opposite end. You know what I mean? Mr. Rogers saved. I don't know, guys, if you don't know who Mr. Rogers is, go back and check him out. He was an educational gentleman who did,
Yeah.
he did educational stuff. I have to say, because he accepted people for who they were, kind of like what Ben does, Cab 7, with his
Yeah.
live stream. He ended his program every day saying, "Be the best who you can be." So that should be kind of implemented with what happened on YouTube. They should be like, be the best person that you can be on our platform. Use it for your benefit, and kind of like what Pet Monster says, create not hate. But I,
Mm-hmm.
I, I was, I have to laugh and I look back at some of those programs and stuff, but those programs sold out. They started Mr. Rogers with a $30 budget.
Right.
$30 educational TV. You're teaching our children. They spent $30. Chicago picked them up, two other big large cities. It went to $6,000 budget from those other people saying, yes, we would like your content to air in the afternoon, late afternoon, and these times on our TV and radio stations, which was kind of crazy. And they implemented those things until they grew. He had to go stand in front of Congress. Mr. Rogers went in front of Congress one day and actually saved educational television in 6 minutes. He came up and said, I have a 10-minute, I remember watching this a long time ago. He said, I have a 10-minute presentation, paperwork here I'd like to show you. And this is why I think you need to save public TV, public education, especially for children. And he was a child development kind of person. So, that's how he was formally trained. And they said, "Oh, you gonna read this to us?" He goes, "No, I'm just going to talk for 6 minutes, and I'd like you said you give me your word that you would read this." He saved it. One guy, one guy who had a dream and inspired people, actually saved public television. Now that public television doesn't probably get the views or anything it used to now because people are on different social platforms like this, like YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see a kinder side to it, a better side, and I want to see a successful side. Like I said, when I saw an article that said success on YouTube still means a life of poverty. That's only for people who are after some of their ad revenue who don't make it a full-time job, who don't put the work in. If they get lucky and have a viral video, yes, you can make tons of money that way too, but you have to be monetized. You still got to meet the requirements of 4,000 watch hours, the 1,000 subscribers. But you're still a success if you're a creator. If you're an artist and you go and paint, let's say you're Banksy, in the UK, and you're doing graffiti on the walls just to express yourself. You're not doing it for money.
Mm-hmm.
You're not doing it for notoriety. You're doing it because you have something to say. But he does it in a way he doesn't want people to know who he is.
Right.
And then the UK cuts these walls out and saves them, tries to preserve them, puts Lexan and plexiglass and bulletproof stuff over like all these things over some of his artwork, and it's graffiti.
Right.
It's graffiti. He was
Right.
he was one of the first people to actually go to I think it's in the Gaza Strip. He painted on the wall there, and he did a graffiti in the midday with a ladder, and he did a little girl holding a red balloon. Just that little symbol of hope.
Right.
And now that wall is completely covered with graffiti because one guy started something. And I think one person can have a movement, even like Pet Monster with his create not hate. He can have a movement.
Not to boycott hate.
Yes,
You were saying, don't go to this guy's article and give him a bunch of guff. You may disagree with it, and certainly you can even disagree with something that you see and be egregiously, different from what you're watching on YouTube, but you certainly don't have to go about and try and harm that person, because all that's going to do is start, a bunch of stuff that I promise you no good's going to come from.
Right. I agree 100%. Well, Granny, I'm going to wrap it up here. I've got to get back to work. This YouTube is a part-time job for me,
Yeah.
But one day, when I'm physically not able to work, I would like to be able to make YouTube a full-time career. I would like to be able to make it a full-time career now. Pro Gamer, I do see your question. How many subs do I have? Let's look. I don't know. I think it's 3,000. I don't know, and some change.
Have 3.4K subs at present, Mr. Rebel State Sovereign, sir.
Yep, there you go, Pro Gamer. 3.4. I don't think it's really about the subscribers. I think it's about subscribers do help, but I think it's about the content of the videos and what your topics are about. That has a lot to do with how you're found in the search and etc. But thank you guys for joining us.
I'm going to pay myself 50 cents for using the word egregious.
Egregious. Oh, you 50 cents. You made $1 today.
Woo!
Thank you guys for joining us. I'm gonna end the live stream shortly, and if you don't mind, please leave a thumbs up here for Granny Monster. She's the best. Thank you, guys. Take care. Let's see if I can figure out how to close this out here, Granny.
Bring back Pet Monster.
Yes, there you go. Let's see. I don't think we got it right. Oops. I have such a horrible time trying to work with
Exit
this poor
stage
laptop.
right.
Yep. I need a little hook to pull me off stage. We're still live.